All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. 15 minutes of heat here for you as the Miami Heat lose 117-115 to the Indiana Pacers yesterday. Very frustrating loss. Almost had it. Lane violation. I hate lane violation. You think you're cute? You think you're cute, officials? Oh, your toe. Your toe was past the line where the ball was. Sorry. I got to intentionally miss because you guys decided to give what's his face, old Miles Turner, a bunch of free throws for getting the ball swatted out of his hands. I'll never figure that out. Scott Foster. But Leroy's right. I mean, he had some killer times in the in that series. The ones that were the crushers, the Heat got it to within, I think they got to like within 4. I think 2 was the closest they got it to. But Siakam getting the and 1 to put him up 7, and then Nesmith getting the and 1 to put him back up 8. I was like, come on, dude.
They got within the last 4 minutes of the game, they probably got 3 or 4 and 1s, which is crazy.
Yeah, those were the killers. Then Tyler Herro, he had a big onions 3.
Oh yeah.
Then he was fouled on a 3. So brought it to within 2. The Heat, they go full court press. They get Carlisle to call the timeout. They look like they got the turnover. But here's the thing. They couldn't review it because Spo had blown the challenge, which, by the way, he holds on to his challenges like a squirrel holds on to his nuts. So I was surprised that Spo used that challenge on Jimmy Butler earlier in the quarter. But he did, and he didn't have it to review that. So that was tough. And so the Heat, they got this. Then Tyler goes and hits a sick 3 on one leg.
Sick.
Yeah, to get it to within 1. But alas, they were not able to pull this one out. And it's unfortunate. Look, Tyler had a great fourth quarter. He has looked like he hasn't missed a beat offensively for sure. Carved up by TJ McConnell. I mean, that
carved
was
up. Whew. Carved up?
Yeah. What would you say?
Flambéed, sauteed.
Hibachi.
They tossing the shrimp tail at his ass.
TJ McConnell put that onion volcano on Tyler Herro.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, really? I mean, and guess what? I'm more than sure on the Heat sideline, they go, let's let him guard McCollum. How bad could it be?
How could it be? You got all these options out there. Like, McConnell's not going to do anything. Intangibles.
Wrong.
Killed the Heat. Killed them. It's tough. Do you have can you again play this, Dan? We played this in the first hour of the show, but I just want people to realize, I don't know who this Jimmy Butler is, but Jimmy Butler was like, oh yeah, we got to maintain a positive vibes, positive attitude. Got to keep things light. We play basketball for a living. And I'm like, huh?
Man, winning out or not, you just always got to keep that same energy. You always got to smile. You always got to realize that it's never as bad as it always seems. And we get to hoop for a living, man. Everybody should be smiling. Everybody should be having fun. And everybody should be enjoying not only playing basketball, but being around one another. Whenever you realize that basketball is a game, no matter if you put food on the table or how important it is to you, you just got to have fun and you got to smile, man. So as long as we do that, I know that the wins will come.
What? Who is that guy? It's like Pedro Serrano when he returns from Major League 2.
Oh.
What?
That was a very good pitch.
TJ. Hey, that was good, TJ. That was good. What are you doing, Jimmy? What happened to the guy who used to tell TJ Warren he was trash? What happened? Where's the Jimmy Butler who told Drew Holiday, I own you? Did you enjoy basketball then? He was like, what's going to happen this year in the playoffs when you take on Drew Holiday against the Celtics? Hey, Drew, that was just different me, different times. I've grown.
Tobias Harris over me.
Tobias Harris. This is the pettiest mother bleeper who comes to kill on the court. We just gotta have a good time. Is he trolling? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know, but they've been saying this for 2 months, right? Same kind of laissez-faire attitude. We'll get it going. Don't worry. I have confidence in my guys. I and I'm not questioning any of that. I'm really not. But when is there going to be a sense of urgency with everybody involved?
Oh, if I hear that term one more time from these guys,
What
sense of urgency. If I hear sense of urgency, sense of urgency, Leroy. You have a sense of urgency against the Sixers? Hey, we could bury the Sixers. We could take every tiebreak. We could put them 3 games behind us. Sense of urgency? Nah. No sense of urgency there. Was there a sense of urgency last night? We could put a bow on the 6th seed. Nah. Any sense of it? Why don't we let them score 38 in the first quarter?
Yeah.
Sense of urgency. The only person feeling a sense of urgency is me. That's it. I'm the only one who feels a sense of urgency right
you
now.
can't score no buckets.
No, I can just gas bag. That's it. And then I feel froggy after a win over the Rockets. It's my curse.
No, that means you just overdo it. That's all.
Leroy, when Tyler came in and he lit it up against the Rockets, was it the best 17 points ever? I was like, no one's stopping us. We got Tyler. And he was like, I'm going to be the 6-man role now. I'm going to come off the bench. I was like, Ty, what? He is?
I was breaking down the score like Terry Rozier's going to give us a bunch of points. Tyler, Jimmy's going to be playoff Jimmy. Bam, Caleb Martin. Oh my goodness.
But no, we just got to get along. It's as long as we're smiling, we'll be okay. That's what Jimmy's saying. Who is this guy? And no RBA Richie. I'm not calling him soft. I would never say that about Jimmy Butler. All right. I love Jimmy Butler. I'm not like the ingrates out here who are like, I'm ready to be rats off a ship on the Jimmy Butler era. This Jimmy Butler era has been nothing but fun. Nothing but fun. He has been nothing but great. It has been a lot of stressful, regular seasons. Do not get me wrong. But it has been marvelous success since he has been on the Miami Heat. But that's not him. What happened to double middle fingers? What happened to the guy who was like, he always loves to cause angst to his opponents, Leroy?
Here's the deal, though. Like, regardless of what you think of Jimmy and the Heat or whatever, it has to be extremely frustrating playing this game every year.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? No, I'm talking about no. I'm talking about for us.
Oh,
Hey, I'm not talking about for him. He having fun. He's enjoying it. He's smiling.
I agree.
It's exhausting every year hearing this. Like, for example, me and you go at it every year the same time of year. December into New Year's, me and you are going at it. Don't worry about it. After 41 games, Jimmy's going to crank it up. Then January comes, and you're like, here we go.
Well, now said it was that time.
Now we're getting close to the playoffs. Nobody's worried. I'm worried because I haven't seen this team play consistent good basketball in a long time. And in order to win a series, you got to play consistent basketball for at least 7 games. In the most 7 games in a series. I haven't seen it. So I'm not saying this team can't win. I'm a firm believer they can beat anybody, but they can lose to anybody, which is the definition of inconsistent. But all that being said, if you do this year after year after year, it's going to bite you in the ass. And then everybody's going to act shocked. Well, last year they did this. Well, 2 years ago they did this. No, this was always in play based on how they've done things. And this year it bit them in the ass. I don't know if that's going to be this year. But I'm telling you, when this goes sideways, this is what we're going to hear.
I mean, they have the same winning percentage that they did the year they got swept by the Bucks, because that was a 72-game season. So about that level. And
Right.
it colossally failed, and Bryn Forbes ended us.
Right.
This year, I mean, they could pass them. I mean, if they win tomorrow, they've equaled last year's wins. So they could pass last year's wins by a handful of games. And yet I feel like I like this roster better. The only thing I'm a little questioning on, I'm not doubting you because I would never do that, Jimmy. I would never do that, Jimmy. But some have to wonder, is old FT catching up?
I mean, there have been a few games this recent history where the lift has not been there.
And these damn referees.
That fadeaway jumper, it looks more like a fadeaway fallback.
The jump shot does not look good.
He's got no lift.
The jump shot does not look good.
Okay, so that being said, and here's what I would say. And I say this just being a voice of reality, right? No, I do. That this team goes as Bam goes, not as Jimmy goes. Because
I didn't think he played that great yesterday.
He didn't, but I'm just saying.
No, I know you are. I'm just letting you know.
What you're asking of Bam and what you're asking of Jimmy, right? You're asking so much more of Bam than you are of Jimmy. So I would say that the team goes as Bam goes and not as Jimmy, because you don't ask Jimmy to do as much as you ask Bam to do. That's the only reason why, right?
I like Bam taking 4 threes yesterday. Almost
How many
hitting my
made?
magic number. 1.
Okay, that's fine.
You let it fly, baby.
I mean, like, okay,
Stunt
so
Steve says,
he makes another one. It's a great shooting.
Stunt Steve says, wow, you're off the Jim VP train. What happened to you, Brendan?
Basketball happened, Stevie.
Wow.
Steven,
Wow. First of all,
basketball happened.
I don't like how he's first naming me. First off. Second off, I'm not off any train. I'm not off a train, but I don't know who that person is who's speaking. Who is this guy?
Listen,
Smiling will be all right.
As your friend,
Yeah.
I always say to you, don't go too deep into it because you're going to hurt more than anybody else.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
I always tell you that.
I always feel like look, whatever happens.
Leroy, come on, Leroy, do it with me. I'm like, no, because you're going to need a shoulder to cry on, and I can't be there if I'm yelling MVP too.
I know how this is going to end. I know
How's
how
it gonna end?
It's going to end one of two ways, okay? It either ends with the Celtics embarrassing us in devastating fashion in probably the biggest margin of victory since the 2021 first round series against the Bucks, or it ends with Heat in 5 and the Celtics are shocked, and then everybody's like, oh no, they did it again, and now there's nobody in the East who could stop us. There's only two ways, and I'm going to stay till the end.
And I'm just saying to you, that's a terrible way to be.
It's how I feel alive.
I know, but
it doesn't take much.
I know it doesn't take much, because I got to tell you, if Bam went down the floor and shot a 3 from the top of the key and made it, it would be we wouldn't be able to talk to you for the rest of the basketball game. But that being said, the reality of who they are, the reality of what you have seen all year tells you what?
I mean, we got Jovic coming together.
See?
Time. Jovic looks great.
Tyler Herro hadn't missed a beat.
Tyler Herro looks like he's still got his touch.
You know why I'm not used to this? Because I was a Saints fan from my earlier youth. And Saints fans have the totally opposite approach as what Tobin has, right? The Saints could be 10-0, and they go, some kind of way they gonna blow it. I know it.
We suck.
That's not how I look at it. As soon as Haywood Highsmith hits 2 threes, I'm like, next.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You realize, so the first year of the Saints, I want to say was 1969, right? I was 1 year old. They never had a winning season until I was at Michigan.
88.
Good God.
Right. And
years?
That season, they started off 10-0, which is the reason why Bobby Hebert is loved by everybody in Louisiana, because they deem him most responsible for that winning record when they had a defense you couldn't get an inch on.
How did it finish?
Oh, they lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Dude, so
Terrible.
So keep in mind.
Like the Dolphins.
So me and Dan Day's sports experience of following a team, our favorite team, is so much different than you guys down here, because you are don't worry about it. They'll get back. They do this every year. And we have the totally opposite. How are they going to blow it this year?
Let's talk about their first playoff win ever. They get up on the Rams like 34-7.
Oof.
And everyone's going, uh-oh. And they're like, what? It's a blowout. It's over. The Saints are going to win their first playoff game. Rams came all the way back, and we won 34-31. And the only reason is because they muffed the punt at the end of the game.
Right. Dude, think about that.
I understand.
I get why you feel the way you feel, right? And as a person that has experienced sports as a child, the totally opposite of that, I tend to look at it like, how can you put so much blind faith in that, right? Because when it comes crashing, oh my goodness. So that's our experience to sports. So that's why I'm like, no. Look, you turn over. I'm turning over in New Orleans. You turn over every rock of disappointment. Okay, what could go wrong? Okay, turn over the rock. Nope. Okay, let's look here. Let's see. Quarterback gets hurt. No. Star running back. No. I'm telling you, that's how you experience Saints football. When they won the Super Bowl, like, dude, I didn't play for the Saints. I almost cried.
Mm-hmm.
I was so happy for a team.
Cry?
Huh?
Did you cry?
No.
Maybe a little tear?
Almost.
A little tear?
Almost. I had too many damn people at my house to be. They ain't gonna go out like that. But I'm just saying, dude, it was an emotional thing for the whole city of New Orleans, because what we had gone through. Now, it's a different situation. You've had 3 championships. Right. You compete for the Eastern Conference every year. So to make that assumption that, they'll just turn around and do what they have to do, I just come from a different place. And I'm saying, well, how? I don't see it. Like the definition of an average team is a team that could beat anybody and a team that could lose to anybody.
Yeah. But the Heat is a class organization that's done it in the past. That's why Tobin believes.
Yes, and that's why I don't ever tell him he's crazy. But I say, hey,
I don't want to write him off. I don't want to do it.
I'm not saying write him off.
I'd rather be late to the party than be first. I don't need to be the first on that island.
I don't need to be first either.
I don't need to be first on that island. I do believe that this guy is weird. Because I remember what it felt like walking into the building in the play-in game against the Bulls, and everybody was like a bunch of Eeyores around that Heat organization. And I'm not going to name names of the people who are quote unquote Heat lifers. Oh dear, we're gonna. And then
I'm not that way either.
I know you're not, but I'm not gonna. I will not let go of the rope. I'd rather drown with the anchor than let go with the rope.
Oh no, wait. You are the anchor.
What?
I'm just saying.
What does that mean?
That means if we need the boat to stop moving, we're gonna put your ass on the end of a rope. You ain't gonna be holding on to something else.
Jodo says Strus won that game. Yeah, but we got Nico now, baby. See him yesterday.
Hey, if I had to ask you a question, and here's where I am with this. If I had to ask you a question,
yeah,
and Day, here's where me and Tobin fight, right? How is this season going to finish out?
Heat in 5.
You only need to win 1 in the play-in.